Oh, hey Metroid. Oh, you must be hungry. Do you need a little pick-me-up? Yeah? You know what always picks me up? Games. There you go. Oh, okay, okay. You too. He was a rescue. Hand up.
Should I do the hand thing?
No, it's my hand thing. Because that's not how I pick up games. Okay, put your hand up too. That's not how we pick up games. Hello, nerdlings. It is time
Hi.
for another game pickup.
Yes.
And let's jump right into it because we found some cool stuff at our favorite local mom and pop shop.
Game World!
Yes. First up, a Super Nintendo classic. We have Super Adventure Island. Because when your Adventure Island isn't good enough, you've got to go super. So it is the 16-bit continuing adventures of Master Higgins, the pudgy little man with the ball cap who rides skateboards with a
No,
grass
this is a
skirt.
minecart. This is not a skateboard.
Oh, see?
This is
Upgrades
different.
all around.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a grub in his
grub?
hand. It's either a grub or it's a sausage.
That's his boomerang, a sausage.
It looks like like the sausage links.
He's
like gonna whip you with some sausage
some
links.
sausages.
And there's like some weird lizard thing. Smaug is coming at him.
Smaug. Yeah.
Are you a burglar?
But these games always fascinated me. I'm always terrible at them because it's kind of like the endless runner before there were endless runners, because you're running endlessly and so you're jumping over enemies. You get to collect power-ups. You get like different weapons, boomerangs, tomahawks, stuff like that. You have to kill little monsters that jump out and everything. But they're always fun. They're very addictive as far as gameplay goes. So getting a 16-bit version is good. But we didn't leave the 8-bits out. We have Little Nemo, the Dream Master. Now, this is a ridiculously fun platformer that a lot of people say kind of was the inspiration for a lot of Mario's power-ups and special suits and everything from Super Mario Brothers 3. Because Little Nemo kind of did some of that first.
He's doing some acid. Actually, I don't know if you can see this. His bed is floating over some mushrooms.
Little Nemo's
clearly
mushroom
he's doing
trip.
some mushrooms because we've got flying crocodiles and trees and all kinds of stuff. So he's obviously doing mushrooms. He's not dreaming. He's tripping.
Yeah, he is. He is kind of tripping. Whoa.
The bed's all like walking.
Whoa, Little Nemo. Totally getting a context high.
Way to go, Stewie.
Yeah, when Brian was trying his... Brian. A cool find from Game World was Porkys.
I was told I'm not allowed to chant the name.
No, it's kind of weird, a little creepy. So yeah, Porkys was one of those.
I'm innocent little girl.
Oh sure. But Porkys was it very early '80s? Maybe like 1982. Maybe was 83? When the movie came out. I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Copyrighted
hoping
83.
That someone at Atari took maybe a whole year. But the whole point is, when I saw this game, I really had to pick it up. Obviously, it looks to be complete in a box. We have not ripped into the wrapping yet.
Sealed.
But on the back, you can see that the hanging tab, it looks like it was never even used as far as displaying it in stores.
There's hardly even any, wear, so it's clearly still in the same plastic.
So I'm presuming it's complete in box. We'll have to check it out just to make sure. But I wanted to get it because it always fascinates me, the type of things that they made Atari games for. I mean, Flash Gordon, you can kind of see that. But then when you have something like Porkys, really?
My dad had a bad Atari game.
That's right. Why don't you share?
My dad had, was it Custers Revenge? Is that what it was called? Custers Revenge with the leather cover on it.
Yeah, how about that?
My mom didn't know what that game was.
Unfortunately, her mom probably threw that game away, too.
I'm really upset about that one. Not because I want to play a porn game, but because it's worth some money.
We know.
I told you, I'm innocent.
What should we show off next? How about
woohoo, credit cards?
Yeah, more of her charge.
So
we picked up a couple more Turbografx 16 games, and these, when I saw that they had them, I had to get these because, as fascinated as I am by the Turbografx 16 system, I feel like you can't really be collecting for it if you don't have a Bonk game and Splatterhouse. Obviously, Bonk was kind of the unofficial mascot for the Turbografx 16, the little caveman guy with a ginormous head. And he'd bonk his head on everything.
It's like hotel keys, too.
But Splatterhouse, this was the game that got me super interested in the Turbografx 16. First of all, I used to watch this old TV show. I have no idea what it was called, but they would do reviews, and they were doing them around the time the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis were out. So that was always cool. But then there was this mysterious third 16-bit system, the Turbografx. Woo! That's coconut! And when they started showing stuff for Splatterhouse, you get to play as a guy, his name's Rick.
Is it anything to have to do with the movie Splatterhouse?
There's a movie Splatterhouse?
Maybe it was from... I just remember, maybe it's in a movie that they referenced Splatterhouse 5, so maybe that's a fake movie?
I have no clue.
I don't know. It just makes me think of that.
Anyway, you play as a guy named Rick, and he has... It's a hockey mask. It's a demon's mask, but it looks like a hockey mask. So essentially you're playing as a Jason Voorhees knockoff. He's running around. It's a brawler, kind of like Final Fight, Streets of Rage. And you're splattering monsters. And you can pick up 2x4s.
Monsters are people too.
You can pick up 2x4s and splatter them into the wall in the background, which always makes it look cool. There are monsters with chainsaws for hands. Anyway, the point is, it was incredible looking.
On the cover.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they're
not on the Hue cards. They didn't. I don't think they ever put any images on the Hue cards.
Have you ever read the back of these? It reads like what not to do with your Mogwai.
Oh, yeah. That's the same with all the cartridges, too.
Notes. Do not bend, drop, or subject to shock. Keep away from static electricity, heat, water, or direct sunlight. Please put back in the game cartridge. Don't feed it after midnight, or you'll get a bunch of gremlins.
That's true.
All right.
And then the final thing was another...
This one is
another big box game for our 3DO collection.
Can you guys recognize who's on the cover? Can you see?
That's her Luke.
It's Luke! Luke, give me some blue milk! Except he's got a goatee going on here. I've actually got quite a few famous people in this one. You've got the professor from Sliders, and then...
I'm sure people didn't watch Sliders.
Was it Malcolm McDowell? Bunch of people. Mark Hamill, John Rhys Davies, who's the dude from Sliders, Malcolm McDowell, bunch of people. And it's live action people games. So...
Yeah, Wing Commander 3 was at Heart of the Tiger. Because you have to one-up Rocky with his Eye of the Tiger. What's an eye compared to a heart?
The only game I ever played that had like live action cutscenes was, I don't remember what the game was. It was sci-fi, I know that, but it had Tia Carrere in it. And she was dressed kind of like Lara Croft.
Go on. Are you sure it was a game? There was a series.
No, it was a game.
She did something like that.
Yeah, no, it was a game, and she would look like Lara Croft.
Go on.
That's all I remember. I was like 10 or 11 when I played it. Well, maybe not that young.
One of my first FMV games was Psychic Detective. Now, I played the one on PS1, and I know that it was also on the 3DO. I do not have this game at all. I would love to be able to find it for a reasonable price. So, if you guys ever stumble across it,
on those pictures,
let me know.
Those are some pretty good screenshots on the back. I hope it comes through on the camera well. I'm excited to plug this bad boy in and take a look at it.
And to see how real, interactive 3D gaming is.
So cool, man. 32-bit technology.
32
fully
bits?
Utilizes the power.
That's like 2 of these.
16-bit stereo soundtrack plus Dolby Digital Surround.
Surround. I don't know.
I don't know where you're going with this. Over 3 hours of live action video. This is gonna be fun.
Are you getting a commission for that? Jeez.
No, I'm just excited.
But some cool stuff. because, again, full-on box.
Yeah.
Porkys in the box, which, if you're not familiar with the movie, think American Pie, but as done in late 70s, early 80s fashion, so it's
Looter.
But,
Looter.
Looter?
Much
What are you
more
talking about?
lewd. Lewd and crude.
Oh, lewd. I thought you were talking about loot, like you're going to loot the
Not
place.
Loot.
Pillage and loot and plunder.
Lewd.
But it just goes to show how you can find some cool stuff at mom and pop shops. Stuff complete in box. Obviously, classic favorites. Or things that you just don't see a whole lot of in the wild.
Yeah, not a lot of Thermographics.
Cue cards. It always pays to check out these shops and everything, and
yes, it does.
get to know the people inside so they know what kind of stuff you're looking forward to, because especially with the 3DO games, I think I've pretty much bought just about every 3DO game Game World has, at least all the big box stuff.
Yeah, well, we've left the sports ones.
And they definitely think of me whenever they get some new 3DO games in there.
We walk in the door and they go, hey, we got this game for you this time.
Hopefully they'll be thinking of us whenever we, or whenever they get some new TurboGrafx 16 games in, because we can keep coming in and buying them up.
Maybe they'll get some boxed ones.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That would be very nice. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe.
And we will see you all later, my little nerdlings.
So,
Bye-bye.
You want to splatter stuff or bonk stuff?
I want to Mark Hamill stuff.
Mark Hamill?
Let's go Mark Hamill some stuff.
Mark Hamill.
I mean,
look at his pensive
he's so serious.
Will I ever play Luke Skywalker again?
Yes, and maybe you'll get some lines even. We love you, Mark. Bye. I'm hungry. I want to go eat now.